All right, welcome to our Club Fit Challenge evening with Dr. Howard Cohn this evening. My name is Carrie Jo Alcacer. Thank you so much for taking the time tonight. Let me see if I can get this thing on the right screen for everybody. If you're not muted, please go ahead and mute yourself. And what we want to do is be able to share with you a couple of really quick tips, and then we're going to go into the products tonight. So before I do that, I want to screen share something with you guys. So in case you don't know, we're also fired up about this Club Fit Challenge, right? This is where we're at. This, everybody that's in here, we're in the Club Fit Challenge. So I want to show something to you on the Club Fit Challenge desktop version. Can you see my screen? Somebody give me a yes, thank you, Stick.
Yes, we can see it.
If you go under the content section of your Club Fit app online, your Club Fit app online, you're going to see content and you're going to know your nutrition. This is where we're going to be tonight. Like right here, the Life by Seacret Nutrition booklet. This is all here for you. Isn't that fantastic? In case you didn't know, I wanted you to be able to know, okay? So any information you need on the nutrition, labels, and all that stuff, you're gonna be able to see that at your fingertips. I wanted you to know about that. And tonight, we are so privileged that we get a chance to hear from the formulator himself, Dr. Howard Cohn, and we're gonna be going into the products. So yes, I saw your quest, Rasmus, about wanting the shake and greens in Europe, and perhaps Dr. Cohn will get a chance to address that. So again, thanks everybody for joining us, and I want to see that I can see you, Dr. Cohn. Please tell me you are here, and I am going to. There you are. I see a ceiling. Let me see. There, no, that's not who I'm looking for. Okay, let me come back over here to gallery. Dr. Cohn, where are you? I made you a co-host.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just trying to see where you're at on the screen.
I see you.
You can see me. Good.
Can anyone else see me?
That's what I'm trying. It says, there you go. Perfect.
Yes,
perfect.
Yes, we see you. We see him.
Got you. And I'm going to get the spotlight for you. Perfect.
Wow, that's a lot.
Awesome. Thank you so much for spending the evening with us, a little bit of time tonight to talk about the nutrition products that you created from your heart, out of a need, from your practice, and all the years being in business. I know we want to start with the core four that we started with you back in 2011 when you formulated this line called Health Made Simple. So if we can start, because the Club Fit Challengers want to know why they should use these products, why you put them together, what's the magic behind them. And we've got stories for a decade, but you're the formulator from your passion and your amazing knowledge and your gifts. Tell us why you put together Health Made Simple and talk about those four core, if you would, at first, and then we can talk about the extra things that you've created over the years.
Well, thanks, Carrie Jo, and welcome everybody to the Club Fit Challenge. So excited to have you aboard. I know some of you are repeats, going to the next level for all the great things that have happened for you with not just your fitness and weight, but your health, which is the most important thing. So Carrie Jo is talking about what we call our core four, which was originally called our Health Made Simple, which evolved into our Weight Loss Made Simple. Then the lawyers say you can't say that, so it's Weight Management Made Simple, whatever makes people happy, right? So listen, there's a lot of nutritional products in the world. There's a lot of programs, a lot of weight loss programs, a lot of different nutritional programs. But as we say, especially brand new, the world did not need one more nutritional program. We not need one more shake, one more greens, one more product that claims to be alkaline or whatever. But what we needed was a system that goes together. It's duplicatable, it's simple, it's easy, that people can afford, and that actually tastes so good even their kids or everyone in the family would want to do it. So we did this starting with the end in mind. The end in mind is that people have massive health challenges. When we started this program, it wasn't even clear or nearly the health challenges that people have today. And if you're awake and aware, there's a lot of things going on with health or lack thereof, disease care, which masquerades at healthcare. Listen, all that stuff is just noise. At the end of the day, I mean, you can read about something and you can follow the next thing on the internet or watch the next YouTube video or watch the next thing that's being claimed that somebody needs. And if you do this repetitively every day, you're going to have a cabinet full of about 80, 90, 100 different products, wondering what helps and what doesn't. You know, so in our clinic at the Cohn Health Institute, where I'm at right now, we have lots of products. We have thousands of products, but the products are there for people that have not done the basics. And most people don't do the basics because they don't know what the basics are. They think a basic is like a multivitamin. It is not. It is the most, this is the biggest lie there is, but it is not. The basics are the things that what's in our Health Made Simple. So there are major challenges that affect people's health that at their end of life, they get diagnosed with, that our products are designed, we can't say to treat, cure, mitigate, or change any of those things. But at the end of the day, if you study those things, you always will come to the realization that most of them are a breakdown in the terrain of your body. And like anything else, if you tend to that garden and you get the weeds out and you feed it well and you protect it, it's going to thrive. And if you don't, it's going to decline. And really, that is the philosophy that these products are put together. They're not designed to cure things or change sicknesses, even though you may be invited to this presentation or this Club Fit Challenge by somebody who had what they called a miracle because of these products. Even if they did, even if they saw lab changes, even if their doctor says, keep doing what you're doing because what you're doing changed X, Y, Z, we live in a world where we cannot make those claims. We should be able to, but we can't. So as we say, don't hate the player, hate the game. It is what it is. I know Carrie Jo said something about some people in different parts of the world that might be on this Zoom call right now are wondering why I'm going to talk about 14 different products tonight that we have produced or I have produced for Seacret. There's a couple other products floating around at Seacret in Korea and other places. But we're going to talk about the ones that I produced. And there's some of them that may not be in your country. And it's not for lack of Seacret doing what they can to try and get them there. It has to do with certain, let's call them ignorances of certain agencies and governments that don't understand something or completely understand something and still don't want you to have something. So as with anything, if you want it bad enough, you'll figure out a way to get it. And, you know, I do calls like this for Africa all the time, and somehow they magically seem to have every single product. So you may want to talk to them about how they're getting them. So, but there's no better answer than we are working on it. And it's not for a lack of work on Seacret's end. It's for all the almost insurmountable red tape that exists and things that can't be backed up that certain countries say, but they're sticking to it. So there's a lot of things that have changed over time. Sometimes people's awareness moves like a tanker, and so that the progress is whatever it is. But we're going to cover what's available, and hopefully you'll have it soon. If you don't, and if you don't, trust me when I tell you there's somebody in your country that's getting them, and find out how they're doing it and get them. So that being said, okay, there's 4 things that everybody will bitch about at one time or another. Either they're tired, it's number one reason that somebody goes to a doctor's office is they don't have the energy that they used to. Number 2 is they're obese or fat, or they cannot lose weight effectively like they used to. Number 3 is they're not sleeping well, not getting sleep, or staying asleep. And number 4, they have the P word that rhymes with brain, which magically somehow we're not supposed to be able to say or claim, but let's call them owies, aches, or discomforts that just won't go away. So these core 4 are designed to address all those things plus much more. But they don't address it by treating symptoms. They address it by giving your body the nutrition it needs to help prevent these things from happening in the beginning. And so they consist of our shake, which looks like this, and chocolate. We got one in vanilla, which was our original, okay, and then we have our greens in powder. Now you've seen them in capsules too, but this was the original one. And then our recovery, which is called recovery, but in the very beginning was called something else until we figured out how great it was. And that's where you're at now. That is our core four. If you do those things, it's 3 steps, 4 products. Our shake and greens together in the morning. You can do them separate, but trust me when I tell you, it's so much simpler. Just add them together. For the average person, it's 2 scoops of the shake, 1 scoop of the greens. You don't need a fancy blender. All you need is cold water. If you want to make it even more yummy, use some ice. Have your Seacret shaker cup. Make sure you're not, this is says Seacret somewhere in here. Seacret should write it darker. Do you see that? There it is. Kind of see it. So, and so make sure you're marketing yourself and not other people that don't send you money. And we do that in the morning. We do our boosters before bed, and we do our recovery during the day. And it's really that simple. So let's talk about them, okay? Especially if you're brand new, if you've never tried them. There's a lot of shakes on the shelf. But let's pull our vanilla one up right here, vanilla. So there's a lot of things that we can talk about the shake. Number one, it tastes amazing. If it doesn't taste good, no one's going to do it. This beat everything in Whole Foods in a blind taste test when we launched it. If you notice, it's got a lot of little circles over here. Has USD organic, which means there's no garbage in it. Most people's are not organic. It has this little guy right here, which almost nobody has on their shake, which is the Informed Sport insignia, which means that it's been clean tested for 200 banned substances. So athletes, professional athletes, collegiate athletes, world-class athletes can use it. They can look at the bottom and they can see a batch number. There's a batch number there. They can look it up on the website and see that this product, each and every one, has been clean tested. For those of you who are aware of what should not go in your body, things like gluten, dairy, soy, nuts for many people, nightshades for almost everybody. None of those are in this. Most people's shake have 1 or more of those things. We have none of those things, no sugar. So, and all the proteins from rice and pea and quinoa and amaranth and chia and all the good things that in ancient grains combined together, and still we made it taste good for everyone to do. So most people just drink it. You can put it in a blender. You can make great things. Today I wanted something yummy, so I used some almond butter and half a banana, which I don't always recommend, but I did it because I wanted it like a dessert. I did a scoop of this, a scoop of chocolate. It was amazing. And it fills me up. It's great. So, and my greens. So that is our shake. Again, we could talk about each and every one forever. There's our greens. This was the first product. This thing took 32 versions to get it to this point. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has greens that taste like these greens. Nobody, everyone's tried to recreate them. Multiple places around the world, people send me stuff, all that kind of stuff. Beat everything in Whole Foods in a blind taste test. Not only is it 100% organic, but it's raw. Means never heated above 105 degrees in this case, Fahrenheit, or 40 degrees Celsius, I believe. I'm not sure that conversion is pretty close. And so, which is why when you look at it, it looks like it's alive. The other thing too is that it tastes great. It tastes great. You can eat it right out of the container, which you would not do that with the average greens, which tastes like you scraped it off the bottom of your lawnmower. So again, these are superfoods: wheatgrass, barley grass, oat grass, with green vegetables that are all land greens. People always ask, why don't you have spirulina or all these different other types of things, chlorella. Those are all really good things, but not for everybody every day. These products are designed for you to take every day. These are lifestyle products. Although they are mildly detoxifying, they are not over detoxifying like sea greens would be, and it's very hard to control the organicness of things that come from the sea. The other things about this is that this is full of the juices and the grasses itself. But if you just have the grasses, like a lot of people do, and don't have the juices, it doesn't have the medicinal benefit. That's why in every city you can go to a juice bar and not a grass bar. Reason being is because the juices is where the nutrition is, but you want the grasses for the whole food part too. So we have both. It's much more expensive to do, but again, our only competition is ignorance. Once you really deep dive and see what else is out there, there's really nothing that compares in an ability to get a whole culture of humans, the whole planet, to be able to take something that can alter and change your life forever. That is the foundations of your shaking greens. We'll shoot to step 3, which is their boosters. Now, the boosters are alkaline minerals. They're calcium, magnesium, potassium, sodium, which are things that are depleted when you're stressed, things that are depleted when you eat very bad foods and acidic foods, things that are depleted when you sit all day long, things that are depleted by your life. Again, you see the informed sport insignia here because a lot of athletes use this product, lots of athletes, not just to sleep. Now, we take these at night. This is the only one that needs a little instruction. You do not take these with food. You do not take these with food. You take it away from, ideally at least a half hour, ideally an hour away from food, because otherwise it'll interfere with your digestion, which we don't want it to do, which is why the easiest thing to do is take it before you go to bed. Number one way to not heal, number one way to not lose weight is to not sleep well. Do not get to sleep or stay asleep. We burn most of our fat and do most of our healing why we sleep, unless you're not doing that, and then you'll have that disrupted and you'll have those functions disrupted. So alkaline minerals help calm your system. It's like turning down the lights. If you're acidic and overly acidic, it's like going to sleep with the lights on. It's very hard to do. So alkaline minerals are calming. Now, the crappier your diet is, the more stress you're under, the more you need. Now, the recommended dose is 4. You take 4 before you go to bed. Some people have known to take more. That's usually related to the kind of day you had, or if you stayed out late and partied. College students have figured it out. They wish we would just call it hangover helper, and then they say they would sell millions of them. So the reality is that alcohol is very acidic. People, our friends in Asia, have figured it out. Half the planet is Asian, if you haven't noticed. Half of them have this thing called Asian flush or Asian glow, which is that if they have a little alcohol, doesn't matter, beer, wine, sake, soju, doesn't matter what it is. Many of them get a red flushing reaction in their body, like they're having an allergic attack. Some people get it very bad where they vomit. Very proud cultures, very embarrassing thing to happen. Turns out the majority of them, when they take their boosters, do not have that happen. So now you have a sip of wine at their, at dinner on a date. They can have a sip of champagne at their daughter's wedding. They can have a beer with a friend, soju with the group after the presentation. Whatever it is. So this has been quite the little multi-use product, but it's not designed for alcohol consumption, even though everybody really takes it for that. It's designed for calming your body, moving out of sympathetic overload to parasympathetic relaxed state. Now, the hero product is this guy right here, or gal, whatever you want to call it, recovery. Recovery, what does it do? It helps you recover. From what? I don't know. What do you need to recover from? If there was a product that somebody's going to feel right away, this is it. If you're somebody who's taking this product and say, I don't feel anything, then you are in the minority. But it doesn't mean it's not doing what it needs to do for you. So it is a molecular hydrogen generating tablet. As soon as it hits the saliva of your mouth and then into your gut, molecular hydrogen nanobubbles throughout your body. More and more people are waking up to the healing benefits of molecular hydrogen. There are thousands of studies on molecular hydrogen, breathing the gas, drinking the water, even ingesting tablets. Now, we've done a couple studies at our original company before we were here at Seacret on this product, before it had this pretty label with this pretty R on it. So recovery, it's deceiving. It looks like it's magnesium, and that's about it. That's what it looks like. It's like, wow, it looks like expensive magnesium. No, it is a molecular hydrogen generating tablet. So a lot of times we have these things like every day, all the time, these oxidants, these free radicals, peroxynitrate, hydroxyl radicals, they're called the aging molecules. They're the things that are associated with every bad thing that could possibly happen to you in your life with your health. Well, it turns out hydrogen is a mitigator of these things, as well as many other things that it does as well, controlling lactic acid, dropping it, doing some other amazing things for your body. You can research it. There are third-party websites, molecularhydrogenstudies.com, hydrogenstudies.com. You can geek out, look at studies forever. Now, disclaimer, we can't say just because there are studies on hydrogen that we can claim this product will do that. However, we have done studies on this to show that this product produces molecular hydrogen nanobubbles. So do the math. So it is the #1 most used product in this clinic. I've taken it every day for the last, what is it now? 12 years, 11 years, 12 years. Yeah, I can't imagine it without. There have been times when I've missed it. There hasn't been days when I miss it, but times like before I work out or other things, because I was out at that moment or whatever. very bad times because you definitely feel it. So if you want to get something that's going to really change what's going on for a human, it would be this. If there's something that's going to be around the world, it's going to be this product. This product is different than other products, is that you feel it right away when you take it, or you can actually perform the effect, which is if you're an athlete, you take it before, many times you'll have break your own personal record on your very first use of it, which makes a lot of people who are addicted to sport very happy. If you get sore after you work out or train or do a lift or any of those things, this mitigates and drops lactic acid pretty significantly, and so that people are less sore. So many things, again, we can talk about it. That is our core 4, and that's where it all started.
Awesome. Awesome. There is one question about, I believe, Shar, you mean the recovery. If someone's told to minimize their magnesium intake, what would you say to them about that product?
I would say, why are they told that? But on top of that, it's a very minute amount of magnesium. The magnesium is just a carrier in the way that's been engineered. Now, you can't just take regular magnesium and have it release hydrogen. That's not the way it works. This has been engineered to do that in a very special proprietary way that everyone tries to replicate, but no one has figured out how to do. It's very special how it's done, and it's unique to this company. So
Awesome.
some of you may know that we have a chewable version of this, which has gotten so popular. We did a pilot launch of that, and we are looking at bringing that back and out again because it's a crowd favorite in my house.
Sure.
And everywhere.
For sure. Now, extra products, you started I remember the next couple of products that you brought on were the green caps and the curb. Those were true, game changers for so many people. So if you wouldn't mind starting with the green caps and give us the clarity between that difference with the powder and the caps and why one might want that versus the other. And then if you could move into the next couple of products that you feel good about, segueing with, that'd be great.
I feel good about all of them.
I know it's hard. It's hard to pick just one.
Playing with you. All right, green caps. So grandma said you can't get enough greens, so we needed more greens. Also wanted to make simple for everybody to take them. Also, the number one question asked is how many green caps equals 1 scoop of greens? 4, not 2, 4. I know it says take 2. That's the recommended dose for people who are already taking the green powder. So do you take them both? You can. I do. I mean, I take the green powder in the morning and I take the green caps in the afternoon. That's what I do. My kids are out and there's no vegetables where we're eating out, or they just don't like what we're serving. The most common thing they say in my house is, Dad, can I just take the green caps? And the answer is yes, rather than your kids or everyone else's kids that says, I'm not going to eat my vegetables. At least we have an alternative. And for most people, because again, they're organic and they're raw and they're full of superfoods, they're actually probably going to be better than the tired broccoli at the restaurant that we're at. So they are better. Okay. Again, organic. Okay. And simple, easy. And there's nothing in these green caps that make it taste good like there is in the powder. So for the purists who just want the greens and want the bitter of greens, maybe they're not going to open up if you open up the capsule and taste it, put it on your tongue, even though the base is the same as the green powder, you're going to see what greens were made, how greens are made by God, the way this tastes. Okay. So purists just take the green caps. They don't take the green powder, they take the green caps. And the other thing too, a little distinction for those who are scoring at home. Not everybody, there's a very small percentage of people that do not do well with alfalfa, and this does not have that in this.
Bingo.
So one other thing for certain people with issues, autoimmune issues and things like that. Now, is it everybody with autoimmune issue? No, but we wanted to make sure we got everybody the number one most important thing, which is greens. It's where we get oxygen from. Okay.
So can I ask you too? I hate to interrupt you. So I don't remember hearing you mention that. So green caps are better for someone with autoimmune?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay, you didn't say that. Is that what I understood?
Heard the word autoimmune. So
Sorry.
I'll say it again. Not everybody who has an autoimmune issue has that as an issue.
Okay.
Some people who have autoimmune issues, specific kinds, do not do as well with alfalfa, so that's why it's not in there.
Gotcha.
So that's the that was a little tiny. There are hundreds of nuances about what's in and what's not in these products. They have been reviewed by hundreds and hundreds of doctors. They have been tested in ways that other products don't get tested. They were previewed long before on people, and then other products get done. There is nothing like these products. There is absolutely nothing, trust me, for lifestyle and lifespan and functionality. I mean, there's not anything you can't think about that somebody doesn't have a story about directly or indirectly associating with these products. Again, for the fourth time and probably 5 more times, we do not make any medical claims about these products. They are designed to give your body the nutrition that it needs. Your body heals itself. Doctors don't heal you. Your body heals itself. It has a connection to something greater than you, whether you're aware of it or not. That's how it all works. You're going to awaken to it or you don't. That's what this company is about. Next was, we realized that, man, people are losing weight because they were cutting out at least one crappy meal. And a lot of people are doing the shaking greens twice a day.
Right.
Crushing it. And that's why we're at the Club Fit. They were just outdoing any weight loss program anyone ever showed them. And they didn't even change their diet. They didn't even follow their 10-day reset recommendations I originally wrote, or 72-day challenge I originally wrote, with all the what to eat and what not to eat, to show you that your body can really do it and you do not have to live in a bubble. Now, we created Curb. Why? Because there's always the outliers, always the outliers. So you may be going, hey, I'm an outlier. And the outlier means that even if they eat the right things, they still have an issue. But when we really track what they're eating, they're cheating, right? So, and not everybody, until they get over the hump and reset their metabolism, can handle a carb. And so like myself. So I can eat great for a week, drop a few pounds, eat crappy for a meal, and gain the majority of that back. So not all of us have the ectomorph genetics. Some of us have the crappy genetics, I would say. And so we have to course correct, right? So one of the things that happens is that there's the two biggest fails. The two biggest fails are letting our blood sugar drop, number one, and two, being under too much chronic low-level stress for too long a period. If we're stressed too long, our adrenals get depleted, and if our adrenals get depleted, we crave salt. We crave salt, we get home at the end of a long day, and we don't eat a celery stick, which would solve that problem. No, we do not. We eat pretzels or chips, or potato chips, or nachos, or anything salty that usually is attaching itself to a carb, right? Or we let our blood sugar go too long because we went more than 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 hours even without eating. And so our blood sugar drops, so we're craving what? Sugar. So we can eat an apple or a carrot and fix that, but no, we have cookies, candy, cake, all of it. That's what happens. That's what we do. So what's in here is many things to do a lot of things in and around weight management. But the ones that the powers that be say we can claim is the curbing part. Curbing your cravings for sweet and salt, which is what it does. It does a lot more, but you'll have to look that up yourself. So, but it does a lot more. And so when you take these things and take them before you eat, I take a lot of these things. Why? Because I'm a foodie and I love to eat food, and there's so much good food on the planet. And we still, for now, live in a free country where we have access to it, even though it's under assault on a daily basis, which is another subject. However, I digress. So in the meantime, we can curb our cravings for some of these. Otherwise, it would be a big mess. Okay. So I take these 2 to 3 at a time before each meal. I know that there's a little recommended dose. You should follow the recommended dose. However, caveat, consult your doctor before, doing anything, or if you want to go off label, consult your healthcare practitioner. It's better than your doctor. Sometimes going to your doctor, asking the nutrition questions is like going to a plumber and having them hope that they can fix your television. Just because they're a repairman doesn't mean they know how to fix everything. Just because they're a doctor doesn't mean they know what you're talking about when you talk nutrition, when there's less than 2.5 hours of instruction on nutrition in all of medical school. So make sure you're asking the right people if you want the right answer. Otherwise, people are down on what they're not up on. So don't be surprised if they're not fans, not raving, rabid fans about your nutritional products. Again, don't hate the player, hate the game. So Curb, it's amazing. Now, some people need to just take more. I do. I'm not gonna lie, I take a lot. I do. Otherwise, I'd be the size of a house because I'm from New York and I could eat pizza every day. It's true. So those are those. And then we realize, you know what? We can really stack things in people's favor by giving them and layering in things that would actually have them even become more successful with their health faster. So pick a product. So let's talk about this person, this guy next, Digestex. Digestex, death begins in the colon, garbage in, garbage out. If you're not pooping, you're full of you know what, okay? You gotta be able to move. If your sink gets stopped up at home, what do? You put enzymes in it. Now you may call that Drano, or you may call that liquid plumber, you may call that whatever, but those are enzymes. Now you should not consume those because those are caustic enzymes and they will kill you. So you should at least put you in a hospital. So you should not do that. But philosophically, these are digestive enzymes. Now, why do we need them? We need them because you're cooking your food. You're cooking your food. These are already in your food. They're in your proteins, your fish, chicken, meat. They're in all your carbs. They're in your fats. But what do? We cook them because we're not eating raw foods. Your raw food friends who just eat raw foods are going to be a little out of balance according to their acupuncturist. However, they are going to have their enzymes because they're not cooking them out. We are cooking them out. Why? Because a lot of things taste better when you heat them up. That's why. So, but when it heats above 118 degrees Fahrenheit or 40 some odd degrees Celsius, you will start destroying the enzymes. You need the enzymes to break down the food so you can get the nutrition out. You can't get the nutrition out of the food. It's just going to slow your system down and you get constipated, which is why when people take enzymes when they eat, they go to the bathroom better. Now, you should do these when you eat. Take them when you eat with your meal. Before, during, after, doesn't matter. The best, during. You already activated your digestive process. Here it comes, and just add it to your food where your body would have expected it to be before you cooked it. So lots of enzymes in the market. What's different about this? This is all in one and without hydrochloric acid. Some people will still need hydrochloric acid, but all our products are 100% vegan and there's no really good hydrochloric acid source other than from animals. The other thing too, you can't really ever open up the capsule because if you do and eat a hydrochloric acid enzyme, you'll take the enamel off your teeth, which is probably not what you want to do. And we want people to be able to take this if they're recommended to by their doctor. If they're younger, which you can, just open up the capsule and put it on your food. Okay, so that's what I do in my family, even my dog. So, yeah, although the dog's getting a lot of raw food these days. So Digestex, okay, with every meal, with every single meal. Some just need one, some need two, some need three. Crappier the meal, the more you need. Simple as that. With your shake, you don't need that much because it's really not, again, heated it the same way, you know, but I still take it with that, okay? When people feel they're not digesting something, they're going to do it. Let me tell you, all the food that's supposed to be broken down to go to every part of your body that needs it from your brain on down is dependent on you having enzymes. Hundreds of activities in your body are dependent on enzyme activity. If you do not have enzymes, you're deficient in them, or you're eating crappy food and it's tying up your enzymes, you're not going to get the same result in your body. So each product stacks on the next to help. Now, you're eating crap and you don't have enzymes and things are really slowing down, you're going to have all kinds of biological activity in your small and large intestine. And there's all kinds of bacteria in there. Now, there's good bacteria and bad bacteria. There's just bacteria in there. Now, whether you're aware of it or not, there's more bacteria in and on our body than there are cells in our body. Sounds a little freaky, but really we are living in a bacterial world. They are not living in us. So with that, Lamb, probiotics, what are these? These are the good ones. These are the good ones. Now there's hundreds of probiotics. So we can't put hundreds in there. Not everybody can handle that. They wouldn't be able to handle that. But We, in a very special way, picked ones that would actually go together. We didn't make them up. These are all ones that are studied, patented, and have documented use for different parts, small intestine, large intestine, your mouth, your throat, and they are in here, 20 billion of them. Plus, you have prebiotics, so it can feed your gut the right thing. So again, there's a competition always going on in your gut for good and bad. You want to stack it in good. These are in tear-off packets. They are super yummy. They taste like your favorite breakfast cereal. Probiotics, you tear it off. Don't add it to water. You don't need to. You'll be missing out. Just shoot it right there like a pixie stick. Tastes great. You're going to have a hard time getting your kids just to have one. Now, do you ever take more? Yes, consult your healthcare practitioner. So I've consulted mine, so I take more. Now, if ever, God forbid, I needed to take something like an antibiotic, I would take a ton more because anti-bad, pro-good. So to put that back again, so made with only organic ingredients, which is rare for a probiotic. So lots of great things about this, super fun, definitely the most fun probiotic. Speaking of fun, vitamin D. Everyone knows they need vitamin D. People know they should be out in the sun. You may not live in a place where there's a lot of sun. Sun is your best place to get vitamin D. But a lot of people have things about their body that makes it hard for them to absorb that vitamin D, or they have, let's say, activity in their body and their immune system, which has made them need vitamin D. Love to tell you the truth about the last 3 years, but if there was one difference maker between people going south and people not, it would be vitamin D. Super simple. Now, most vitamin D, not yummy. Most vitamin D, like 90 some odd % of vitamin D you get in the market comes from lanolin or lamb wool, like lamb. Yes. So that's where it comes from. Lamb, that's where you're eating. And vitamin K usually goes with it because it's another fat soluble vitamin that go together to help it get absorbed. Vitamin K, really important for blood flow and not clumping your blood, which is really important these days if you look around what's happening. So most vitamin K comes from soy. Soy is a goitrogen. We don't like soy. Most soy is processed. Most soy is genetically modified. We don't do soy. So this is vitamin D from lichen, which is a green plant, and vitamin K is from garbanzo beans, like hummus. Yeah, hummus. Yeah. So chickpeas, many names for the same thing. That's what's in here. Mega dose, 5,000 IUs of vitamin D. So, and it's in a chewable tablet that tastes amazing. Again, you're going to have a hard time making sure people just take one. Other times you take more. Yes, consult your healthcare practitioner. But most people design to take one a day. So that is your vitamin D. Next, everybody loves hydrogen because they love recovery, but a lot of people have to take it every 4 hours because it lasts 4 hours in my body. It's like a big hit. What if there was a form of hydrogen that lasted longer? There is HydroFX. Now, HydroFX, when you take it, releases what's called a minus hydrogen ion. It's converted to molecular hydrogen over time. This will last in our body over 12 hours, sometimes more. So 4 hours, 12 hours, except this is that burst. You want the burst, you do this. You want a long, slow addition, you do this. What do? You guessed it, I do both. Because I want both sides of hydrogen coming in. I want the long-term effect of this, and I want the burst when I need it of this guy. This is from magnesium. This is from coral calcium. Next. Okay, wait, hold it. All right, the world has lost its mind in the last 3 years and forgot that they had an immune system or gave it any credit for even working. So in case you thought it wasn't, or it can't, or who knows, or you just are addicted to a television or a tablet or a phone or computer and believe everything what you see and read is truth, shame on you. We created Immunex in spite of it all. So Immunex is all the things that I was using in my office over the last 3 years to help people, let's say, thrive. Okay, I think that's a legal one. And so we cannot say this boosts. You're never allowed to say boosts anymore. So this helps support a healthy functioning immune system. There it is. That's the statement you're allowed to use. Immunex. If you look at the label, you can hit your favorite search engine and look up all the amazing things that these do. I was having to give people 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 different products. Now I only have to give them one. So if you really want to stack yourself for the future and want to pull yourself out of the last 3 years, this would be a really smart thing for you to do. Immunex, long-term and short-term immune system function. Last but not least for now, energy. Number one reason somebody goes to a doctor's office, doesn't matter what kind of doctor, fatigue, lack of energy. There's no product like this anywhere in the world. Nothing. This has solved every problem that energy has. Energy drinks have, multi-hour energy drinks, coffee, all the different things that people have. So a lot of people look at Seacret and they go, sounds great, but I'm not going to sell my grandma's skincare. Or they go, I'm young, I don't really give a crap about nutrition, I'm invincible, nothing can affect me. But this age group that seems to be sitting in front of a computer or a tablet, playing whatever game, trying to figure out how they're going to live in a world that looks a lot weirder than their parents, but would love to maybe have a business that they could crush, especially by getting people something healthier that they're already consuming anyway, and they don't have to create a new market, would be the energy market. So being conscious of our global issues, we are not shipping cans of water around the world, or bottles of water around the world, because you get your own better water. If you filter your own water, use hydrogen water, alkaline water, still water, whatever your philosophy is. There are little packets in here. Tear this open, a little packet, tear it over, it tastes great. You don't put it straight in your mouth, although people do. It's not how it's designed. There's quite a pixie feeling if you do it. You put it in water, you shake it up, and you drink it. Simple as that. Now, other energy drinks in it. Most of them have synthetic crap in it. If you notice, this is 100% organic. Organic. Almost all of them are not. If they're organic, they don't taste really good. They have really weird sweeteners in it. Not only is it organic, we have the Informed Sport. There's really no organic energy drinks anywhere worth their salt that Olympic or professional athletes, world-class athletes, and collegiate athletes can take. Clean organic fuel. The biggest things about this from a functional standpoint, no jitters, no crash. Number one reasons people hate energy drinks and put them in a different kind of position where they might have issues. They crash, or they have jitters, or they have heart racing, all stuff, because these synthetic B vitamins, artificial sweeteners, all the things that are in there, coupled with this caffeine jack from synthetic caffeine. This has caffeine in it. I'm not going to lie to you, but it comes from the green coffee, so which is a low acid bit of caffeine, so that we can compete with what's on the marketplace. So people go, I'm going to try that because it doesn't really work. It doesn't really give me energy. This will give you energy. All your little gamer kids, everybody studying for tests, people that can't do coffee because it's too acidic, people that can't do these other things because they have jitters and crashes. There's a whole culture of people that used to do the vodka and something bowls that are doing this. We don't recommend that. We do not promote alcohol consumption, but man, do a lot of people order it for that. So but it's designed to give you clean energy. I don't recommend taking this at night unless you want to stay up all night. Okay. Although when you're doing presentations at night and people don't believe in nutrition, don't believe it works, you can give it to them at night, and then they can be thinking about Seacret for the rest of the night as they realize that you were right. So that is the product line as it stands now, all of them designed to help you with your club fit and club healthy. And there may be some questions. I don't even know what time it is.
It is. We are at the 45 minutes, so we're doing great.
Oh,
Thank you.
Got a schedule.
So someone's asking me, is it okay to use a probiotic a little while after the expiration date? Oops.
Okay, do you want, okay, so let me see how I'm supposed to answer that. Recorded. Okay.
I have.
They don't go bad. Okay, they don't go bad like bad milk or anything. They're just what you have to do. You have to have an expiration date in probiotics, so where you can claim that 2 years later you have the same amount of activity that you claimed on the label. So if you have 20 billion, so if this says 20 billion on it, when you get it and it's produced, it has way more than 20 billion of probiotic in it.
Cool.
It's just that it's designed and it's tested that 2 years later, it will still have 20 billion, which means it has more in the beginning. So if it's after the expiration date, you can still take it. It's not going to go bad. But technically, from a company standpoint, we're not supposed to say that. I don't think, but I do. I take it because it's not bad. I mean, these products are gone through that lens. If anything, they are mildly less potent. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's an excellent answer. I saw someone with the hand raised.
But the company answer is if it's expired, don't take it.
Okay, good. Carrie has to unmute. Carrie Lee has a question. Go ahead.
Yes, Dr. Cohn, I have a
High
few
fire.
questions. Hi, how are you?
High-fire questions, huh? Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering, our product is sugar-free, but the chocolate, vanilla, and also the greens and energies, I still taste sweet. Where the sweetness comes from?
It's a secret. So the sweet is not from sugar. So like in the greens, it's Lohan in the shake, it's stevia that gives you the biggest sweet. In the different like in the like chewable recovery, it's more like xylitol, and the probiotics, erythritol. So there's different types of what we call 0-calorie sweeteners, but they are not sugar.
Yes, and thank you. And I have one more question. So we have suggested use supplements. So I was wondering, some supplements we take 2 capsules, and some supplements we have 3 capsules. So do we split the capsules, or do we take them at one time? Which one is working better?
It depends on the person, like with the recovery, the recommended dose is 2 to 3 capsules, 2 to 3 times a day. So it's better to spread that out. Like if you take green caps, you can spread them out, but you could also take them at one time in the morning or the afternoon. So it's whatever suits you better, whatever makes you feel better.
So it doesn't really matter.
Everyone's different.
Thank you.
Awesome.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I think we've got one more. I think Dorothy, just because you got your hand raised, go ahead.
Thank you. Hi, can you hear me, doctor?
Perfectly. Yes.
Thank you. Again, thank you so much for creating these products. This is the question. I had colon cancer, and I had my sigma colon removed. And I kind of was like, dang, something's going on where I'm not like going to the bathroom. I have to do a lot of stuff to go. I know that's where a lot of the good bacteria was, like in that lower part of the colon. But I noticed that you said something about we can take a little bit more probiotic. And I think between the probiotic and the digest,
Enzymes,
somehow I'm starting to like go like regular people, like at least once a day, which I'm completely like thrilled about that. Like I won a lottery.
It's quite a lottery.
Yeah, it's like that, doctor. So
No, I believe you.
I was wondering, removing that part of my colon, did it have a great deal to do with not having that amount of the good bacteria? Because I know a lot of it resides there in the large. Thank you.
Oh, we have bacteria throughout our body, from our oral cavity in our mouth all the way down to our rectum. So there's lots of places your body adapts, number one. So also, God never gave us any spare parts. So when we lose something, we lose something. But, our body's designed to survive. So it's resilient. So it adapts. Again, whatever probably led to having to have that procedure are things that would have benefited from good probiotics, good digestive enzymes, and greens. So those are highly recommended. for that, and you might be able to scale it up to even do better. And you are correct. It is better than the, except it's better than winning the lottery, because I've had billionaires come see me that would trade every penny they have if they can get their health back. So when you do get your health back, or you keep it, which is even better than having to get it back, it's priceless.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Cohn. I don't want to keep going with the questions. I know there's a handful more, but within the chat and in the conversations, we can certainly get your information to you. And because we do have a training event at the top of the hour with Ms. Offer, we want to make sure that we don't go over. Thank you so much, everybody, for taking the time tonight and paying attention and participating in the Club Fit Challenge. I do have an announcement to let you know that the kits will be going off the shopping cart tonight. So there's still a couple of hours. Midnight Mountain Time is when they will go off the shopping cart. So if you still got a couple of last minute people to reach out to, their last minute Larry's hanging on to the last minute, tonight's the night to get them in on the challenge, okay? And we are looking forward to having that little couple of hours extension of the contest to be up for people for the contest enrollment. Okay, so that's tonight. Thank you so much, Dr. Cohn. Before we head it out, do you want any parting words that we can hear from you on our favorite subject, your products?
Well, I'm looking forward to everybody's transformation. I want to let you know to stick with it, because you're worth it. And you have a community, excuse me, of people here that love you and are for you. So definitely use these resources, use the app, use the chats, use the different groups to really stay in communication with each other, get excited about it. Like Carrie Jo said, I know Jesse, who's on a plane to Italy right now, was very excited to have been able to extend the enrollment in this program one more day to tonight. So whoever and anyone that you can still get on this program, I would do it, because it's priceless. And as always, I want to thank you for taking your time to watch this live and or watch it whenever you're watching it, assuming it's taped. And because next to your health is nothing more precious than your time, because you'll never get it back. So I really appreciate this time. And the best thing you can do with the time you spent is share what you learned with other people, because people are suffering around the world, and they're suffering because they don't have information that would lead them out of their suffering, and you do. So don't be shy with it. That's it.
True, true, true. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. 100% truth. Let me stop the recording. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.